In my session, I will share about the handling pressure. So let me share this screen. So my name is Aigerim Almazbekova. I'm a Youth Council alumni in 2018-19. I graduated the Kyrgyz Turkish Manas University in 19, and then I started to work in Search for Common Ground in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. So we have a lot of work and we have a lot of projects. So due to workload, we usually work under the pressure. And that's why I would like to share my tips and experience how to deal with pressure and how you can overcome. My first question, how you understand the pressure or working under pressure?
Well, okay. In my perspective, pressure is like when you're among zombies of the work and you didn't even you didn't organize it before, but you're just like you're under of the pressure that what you should do as your primacy, and also overwhelmed with the loss of the I don't know assignment takes in the same time this kind of the pressure that it needs to handle.
Yes, excellent. So most of you, as you are students, you may be under the pressure because of a lot of assignments, or you do some projects and you have a lot of tasks to submit before the deadline, and you may be very stressful. And in the context of work, pressure can be defined as stress, urgency of matters requiring attention, or burden of physical or mental lack of skills. Maybe you don't have some knowledge and you struggle to deliver some assignments, or you have different tasks and you also like under the pressure, or you may be unorganized, and due to some time constraints you really workloaded. And environmental, it doesn't depend on your how to say activity. It causes your environment. So changes, unexpected events, or some problems can appear, and you really have to be focused on it, and you really may be under the stress. Poor communication or poor relationship with team members, or with your team leader or boss, or with professor. So they might give you a lot of tasks, but however you couldn't deal with it. Another one is long hours. You may work a lot of time, but you couldn't finish it. Job insecurity. It may be that you work after the 6 o'clock, after the 8 hours, and you may don't know about it. Lack of equipment, discrimination in terms of you do many works out of your responsibility. Lack of career development, you may work routine tasks, and you are not participating in decision making, and lack of support. And this kind of pressure can lead to some consequences. So first is physical discomfort, kind of headaches, insomnia, low energy. It leads to worse interpersonal relations. You may feel withdrawn or isolated from others, neglect responsibilities, You may react poorly in normal activities or limit communication with family, friends. So you become isolated from your community. Physical disc, it's again, I think, and behavioral. It's when you perform weekly your performance, you become disinterested in your job, and you become very aggressive. And according to researchers, it was found out that approximately 1 in 5 workers who are under the stress, they quit their job. For example, 1 in 4 workers have been driven to tears, or 34% have difficulty sleeping due to stress-filled day. So we know all about it. And however, when we work under the pressure, we have positive sides. What kind of? So first, it's really your body creates a big amount of energy. Even in a short time, you can do a lot of work. Another one, it strengthens your skills and enhance performance. In a very difficult situation, you may explore a new skills, and you may do like a bunch of work even if you lack of your skills, and it really gives you achievements, and you also able to meet new challenges. And last one, under the pressure you really become more focused, but in certain cases. Okay, and I will share now different methods how to handle pressure. If you are able to handle pressure, you can achieve work-life balance and efficient performance. So work-life balance will give you proper time management. You can work in a free environment, and you can develop your skills. And it can increase your individual efficiency, enhance team productivity, and improve engagement. First method that I would like to share is called Six Sigma. Mostly this method used in businesses, in factories, and this is mostly important for those who will work in team. And what is Six Sigma? So this is a method that advocate a very useful set of tools and techniques for improvement your work and to reduce unnecessary some errors or difficulties. Here you see the make principle. When you use the make principle in your team, for example, you have a team and you want to implement a social project in youth council. And when you want to submit your proposal, so you can first define the problem and the objectives. So for example, the problem is that you have very little time to submit a project proposal. So you left only 1 week, but you haven't prepared anything. And then you can measure it. So measure efficiency of your work, how you efficient your work. For example, you in 1 week you finished only 30% of your proposal, and how many hours you can work for the proposal. Third one is analyze. Within a team, you can analyze what kind of problems you face if you're not achieving the results or you're not delivering the tasks on time. And fourth one is improve. Here you can see the appropriate solutions. So you saw that in 1 week, the 4 hours or 10 hours, it's not enough, and you need to change your strategy. And the last one is control. Every time, always, you need to have monitoring of your performance, task tracker, and this really will help you in team achieve your goal. Another method, it's called 5C concept. This is very popular concept nowadays because the Kaizen principle, many people like tell about it and use it. Mostly this principle used in business, in factories, and also personally you can use it. So Kaizen, it means change for the better. Kaizen is a Japanese philosophy. First person who used it, it was the manager of the Toyota manufactory production. In order to improve their production, they used this method. So how it so the 5C involves assessing everything present in a space, but it removes unnecessary things and keeping this cycle going. So I will explain it. So here you see the first C, sort. It's eliminate everything that unnecessary things. Often your workplace is filled with too many items, too many materials, and it may be never used. But when you will eliminate some unnecessary things, you will really be focused on one thing. Second C is set in order. So the question here is that based on what system show work materials be organized. So everything required its own place. This is very important when you work in team. So when you put one thing in one place, so it should have own place, because your colleague or your team member came another day, and he should find this thing immediately without requirement to without any time limits. This C is shine. Shine, it means cleaning. Your work area should be neat and tidy. Fourth, standardize. So everything you set in order, and it should be maintained and followed persistently within the deadlines. And first one is sustain. So everything it should be in long term and repeated several times. This is not only about your workplace. This is about your setting plans, your assignments, and you can use it. This is how it looks like. First one, you see, you eliminate unnecessary things, not needed. Second one, you everything put in proper place. Third one, everything must be clean. Fourth one, you set rules for everyone, so this should be repeated, and everything should be in control. So what kind of benefits we have in 5C, in Kaizen principle? You really get rid of unwanted materials. And second one, you can clear up room for more useful applications. So your space has a cost. Even your time has a cost, and therefore you for your every workplace you have to have only valuable things. And fourth one, last one, your team members can see their input is valued and their performance is recognized. Another principle, maybe you heard about it, it's called Eat That Frog Principle. So this principle was designed by Brian Tracy. He's a very famous speaker, businessman, and there is a one quote who Mark Twain said, "Eat a live frog first thing in the morning, and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day." So what does it mean? Frog. Frog means that it is the most important and most impactful task you have to complete. It is the first place, and then what if you eat that frog first thing? You will be more productive and successful, and you will reach your goals more quickly. So this frog may be for you very disgusting, very difficult, and very big task for you. But when you start first this thing, and then you can do more productive. Your day will spend more productive. And Brian Tracy, he, in order to eat that frog, he gives 21 principles. Why? Because in order to begin with the most difficult task, you need to develop several habits before that. So first of all, you need to define your goal and write them down. When your goals unwritten goals leads to confusion and misdirection, and your goals should be very clear and in written format, because clarity can give you really a clear understanding on what kind of goals you're achieving. Second one, it's create plans for what you will work on. So proper planning is having a list of tasks you need to complete, and you will start with the macro tasks, where you indicate all major goals, all major tasks that you need to complete, and then you can divide it in several small tasks. For example, a monthly list you want to complete in 1 month, and a weekly list to complete in 1 week. A daily list you need to complete in a day, and in all these lists, daily, weekly, monthly, should lead to the measure list. For example, you want to learn English, and in a monthly, every week you should to devote for that time for 2 hours, or every day you need to learn new words, 10 new words. So think on paper. Every minute you spend in planning can save you 5 or 10 minutes in execution. So third one is also a very popular principle. It's called Pareto Principle. When you focus on 20% of tasks, it can give you 80% of results. Here you see that in red it's important, and in blue it's not important. And what does it mean? So when you tend to get 80% of your results, you just need to work only 20%. So 20% of work, it should be very important, very valuable work. However, when you spend, for example, on small, low-value tasks that fail to get closer to your goal, so you will achieve only 20%. So next one. Next principle, it's about habits. When you have really a lot of tasks, let's say 6 assignments, you have to learn to delegate. Maybe this assignment you can share with team members, or this assignment maybe go to the trash. So it's not easy. If it's not really important, you can do it very in a late time, or but not do it now. And also another habit, you can just keep a simple list. It should be very simple, very clear, because your brain, if your brain see very difficult tasks, it can just, you can procrastinate it because your brain cannot focus on very difficult things. And habit third one, do one task at a time without distractions. When you're really under the pressure, you really have to focus only one thing, without any distractions such as phone, like speaking with colleagues or with friends. And another habit, your work should give you a very high motivation. And if you're passionate, you really can handle your pressure. Fifth one is stated such as procrastinate on purpose. It really looks fun, but Brian Tracy, he stated that everyone procrastinates, but the difference between high performers and low performers is largely determined by what they choose to procrastinate on. So procrastination is usually considered a bad thing, but the reason is it has negative connotation, and this procrastination can also lead to not to do and not to eat our frogs. So how we can do it? If you have low value tasks that you can complete it very quickly, so this can be things that you can procrastinate on. Another one, 6, understand exactly what work you're accountable for. For example, you may don't know your responsibilities and you may do a lot of work, but in reality, it's not your responsibility. And in order to work very efficient, you need to understand your key responsibilities, what results you're supposed to deliver, and understand the key results of your, let's say, project or assignment. Next one is, as you know, when you develop your skills, you will be more confident on delivering such tasks and more faster. Another one, use your strengths. If you are really good in communication, just do communication tasks, related tasks, for example, in project. And also find your motivation in your eating a frog. It means that when you have a plate with a frog, you really can find the motivation to accomplish it. And I have tips. So in order to be really work under the pressure, you have to spare your free time to do sport, to do your hobby, and also you need to create a healthy boundaries. If your boss or team leader gives you a lot of assignments, you can say no. You may just express your view that you have a lot of assignments. You can really get support from others, from other team members. You can be assertive. And also, I encourage you to be proactive. The proactiveness gave you really understanding on what you're doing. For example, If you're just one member and you don't know the whole map of your project, you should just ask, clarify your responsibilities, just talk to your boss about workplace stressors, and you can ask to take time off, and also you can just meditate. And I have a group works, so I will divide you in 3 groups, in red, green, and blue groups. Here we have Lola, Oybek, Dastan, and Bekjan. You will be in team red. Then Shahnoza, Bayaman. So we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 people, right? Okay, then divide it by 2. Shahnoza, Bayaman, red team. Bekjan, Tuba, blue team. And Dastan, Bekjan, right? In green. So you have pressure situations, and the question is how you overcome it. In red, you have a weak communication between team, unequal distribution of tasks, only 4 days left to start a project. Let's say you have a social project and nothing is ready for project implementation. So how you will deal with it? Another green team, you have to submit diploma thesis, 50 page in a short time, and you don't have time and knowledge on current topic, so you wasted time, and just you want to quit your studies because of the stress. And blue, you really overloaded, several tasks you need to complete, you didn't sleep several nights, and this is the end of the year, and you were assigned to prepare a new party, and how you will also deal with this. So let's divide it. Here you see 1, 2, 3 rooms, red, green, and blue rooms. Let's go. If you have questions, say me.
I'm
Ask
sorry,
me.
can you hear me?
Yes.
So, can you please again divide us because you signed me to two groups.
Okay.
To
Sorry. Again, Shahnoza Tuba, red, in the red room. Lola Altenbek, you can go to the green room. And Bayaman, Bigjan, and Dastan, you can go to the blue room. So, do we have other members? Oybek also, we have. Oybek, you can go to the green room.
Sorry, could you please guide us at how we're supposed to go to different rooms? Like,
You can, let's go with me. So, Aigerim too. So, Shahnoza. When you do your job on a proper way, I think you may achieve it, everything. So, what kind of questions do you have? You can ask me. Do you have questions? Yes. Okay, thank you for question. So how I get this job? First, when I was first year student at Manas University, I applied for the internship program in Search for Common Ground organization in Bishkek. They announced the internship position for program implementation, and I applied. They had two stages of application. It's first this um, you have to send a statement, motivational statement, and after the selection, they invited. Hey, and for 1 year, I did my internship in Search for Common Ground as an intern, and then they announced internally call for position assistant in monitoring and evaluation department, and all interns they applied for that, and I was proposed for that position. So actually, in such organization, they make a calls for position internally. So I think that it's better way to apply for internship, and then you can better, I think, to get job. It's especially in search organization. About the internship, so every year. Yes, yes. Okay. Sorry, do you have any other questions? You can go to the microphone and ask.
Okay, I have a question. For example, it is mostly like kind of normal things that in the groups, all members are not doing their best in the project. It can be like the motivation. It can be like they might have some other problems, but sometimes when there are members that the leader are mentioning several times for his or her that this is your task or this is your assignment and stuff, and you have to complete it, but he or she is not doing. If the leader delete him from the group, is it a good solution or not?
Mm, I think it depends in different situations, but every hand it's very useful, especially when the project is in the stage of implementation. That person maybe he's not delivering his task on that time, but in the next time he may be very useful. For example, he can attend that event and just simply can prepare some logistics. So I think you shouldn't be very like to delete them from the WhatsApp group, right? So I know that some person can just disappear for a while, but when you just ask some, even just small things, they can. I think they can help with it. And also, it depends on the how you will communicate with them. If the one way of communication just gather the offline meetings, it's not help with them, but maybe you can deliver the online meetings, or you can talk with him just individually. So different methods of communication may be also useful for delivering the tasks.
Mhm. Okay,
So
okay, thank you.
I heard another question from another person, right? There was another person who wanted to ask.
Yes, can you see it in the chat, please?
Okay. So, question is about what steps should be taken in order to make our team building and team working better. Right? This question, Shahnazah.
Yes. Yeah.
So, regarding this question, I think that this team not only this, you can conduct several meetings, official and non-official, and non-official is also important. Just you can create some team building games, or just to have a fun, and it really helps to be closer. Better. Sorry, I have some internet bad connection. And how to improve the team working, how to do team working better. So I think each of the person, he or she, they should know their own responsibilities and about their timeline, and good communication also would be better for team working. I know that in such a situation, when all of you work online, it's very difficult. But I think that when you regularly communicate and regularly meet, it's very useful for project implementation and etc.
Okay, thank you very much.
Айпери? Айпери. Okay. So in search for common ground, we always face with pressure because of many tasks. And how we decided? So we decided that every month, at the end of the month, we conduct last Friday of the month. So it's a fun party. We can, in 1 month, we can conduct team building games. Another time we can go to bowling, and or we can do some funny games in the office, or in the morning we can do some uh, exercises, and it helps. Another decision, another thinking, I think that just hanging out with friends, just being with family, it's also helpful. Another way, also, you need to tell your boss or team leader that you have a lot of assignments, and or you are burning out, and you need to just one day take off just for to relax. And also, your team members also should know that you have really a lot of tasks, and other just ask them help, because I really see that other team members they might don't know that some people are very workloaded, other people are just do nothing. So I think when the people know, everything is clear. Okay, so my presentation and my session is ended. So thank you for your attention. It was very, I think it will be very useful for you. And this time was effective for you, I think. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aigerim, very much for your wonderful presentation. I think it was really informative for our YC members. And yeah, thank you very much. We are really grateful that you are a part of our Youth Council family, and we really, really appreciate your contribution to Youth Council. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So guys, I have one more announcement to make. So now you will have your lunch break for 30 minutes. Please enjoy your time. You may play different games with YC members.